director of the Oregon Screams Horror Film Festival, the fall 2022 season of which will be screening Saturday, October 22nd at the Sunshine Mill Winery and Drive-In Theater in the Dalles. That is right, Drive-In Theater. We're having a classic retro horror short fest. It's going to be awesome. With me today is a prolific screenwriter, Justin. Justin, you have 5 screenplays in this festival, a trilogy and 2 standalones. Please just tell me everything there is to know. What's the deal with these screenplays?
I'll run the first two off, and then I'll get into the trilogy.
Perfect.
The first one, what is that? Bologna. That is actually a trip how I came up with it. Like, I'm not sure if you're familiar with the old Stallone movie Cobra,
Hmm.
where the main, well, the I guess you can say the bad guy in the story, the guy, the night slasher. I want to say his name was his real name is Brian Johnson. I was always inspired, and I always thought it was funny, like at the end, how he's constantly calling him pig,
Hmm.
and like that always stuck with me, like the way he's saying it, the intensity on his face and his eyes as he's saying it, and like that always stuck with me. So when I really started to get good at writing, I realized that I hadn't really mastered or really got good at writing horror.
Hmm.
And when my first crack at it was this script was Baloney, and I can envision him like playing the main character, and this guy named Academa Hatchet, and it's a kid that actually was raised on a pig farm by his mother and father, and through his traumatic experience of growing up, the way they raised him and treated him, abused him, this, that, and the other, it kind of he grew up and had a fixation for pigs to the
Hmm.
point that well into his adulthood, he actually maintains the farm and works at a slaughterhouse. So he's like intensely like into what
Totally.
he does and the whole process of killing and slaughtering pigs and cooking them, this, that, and the third. And it leads him down a deeper, darker, path of kidnapping and
Hmm.
holding college girls hostage, and kind of treating them like pigs.
Okay,
So
yeah, so
yeah,
that's a dark slasher kind of feel that we
yeah,
have in the
I
background.
wanted to get kind of dark with it. Like Clive Barker was one of my
Hmm.
favorite horror guys and one of my big
Totally.
influences. So I wanted to get as sadistic as I could without just being so sadistic to the point that people think I'm crazy, but just good enough to where you get the point and like you get the feel and what's
Hmm.
going on with the girls versus what's going on with him versus the other
Okay.
characters. Yeah.
Well, what's it like writing something like that that's so dark
It
and raw?
was a trip, man, because I had to really, I had to get to my roots really, like in terms of the stuff that grew up and kind of scared me.
Hmm.
I had to delve the Nightmare on Elm Street. Freddy was really the only horror icon that really scared me because the thought of this guy waiting on you while you're asleep. You
There's
know,
no escape.
he,
Yeah.
yeah, you have to sleep and just to know this guy's after you. But everybody else, I pretty much always had a love for naturally. Like Leatherface was always
Hmm.
my favorite. Like the original is still my favorite.
Yeah.
I can watch that all
Same.
day versus all the others, especially the last one. But Michael Myers, Jason, like you got your slashers, your brute killers, but then I wanted to get sadistic, with it because I felt that was a different angle for me
Totally.
versus trying to do another slasher or
Right.
something like that.
So is this more of the where it's going into the kills and it's like a gore kind of movie? Is that the
Yeah,
feel?
it gets gory. Yeah, it gets
Okay.
gory. It like it's sadistic, it's gory, and it's the first version I wrote, I had him doing something that probably would have been annoying, and like
Mm.
for the first few times I would submit the story to other festivals, I always never got selected. So I kind of picked up on the feeling that maybe this right here is the reason people are
Mm.
turned away from the script. So when it finally occurred to me, I went on, took it out, and Oregon Screen Week is
Right.
actually the first one I actually submitted to. So
Oh,
I thank
nice.
y'all for selecting it. That
Well,
was
thank
pretty cool.
you. So
Yeah.
you had to hone in on some aspect of the character that you felt wasn't working for other festivals.
Yeah, he would rhyme. Like
Oh,
he would rhyme kind of like nursery rhyme, Dr. Seuss kind of
okay.
thing. And it's actually something I would do or like I used to do kind of
Hmm.
like to be funny. to be
Okay, yeah.
kind of annoying to get, some kind of on people's nerves. But it's not because it was funny for me just to see people's reaction because I knew
Right.
it can get annoying and stuff. So I figured like reading it, like for any judges or any people who were to read it, I would figure in their mind it would either get annoying or do what it was
Right.
meant to do and be funny.
Mm-hmm.
But it's kind of like what's wrong with you guys kind of thing.
Totally. Well, maybe that just really needs the right actor portrayal to have that come through in the way that you're intending.
Yeah, I know.
Well, that sounds great. What's the other one? The other standalone film, John and Jane Doe Murders.
My bad, man. I can hardly hear you.
Oh, sorry. Let's see. Is my audio? You can't hear me right now?
Yeah, it's like I hear you. I'm not sure if it's on my end or not.
Oh, it might be a connection issue. Let me check my settings for microphone. Sorry about that. Let's see here. Let's see. Still can't. Is this any better now?
I hear you. It's just low. I'm not
Just
sure if you
slow.
can hear me.
I can hear you. Well, here, why don't I just let you keep talking? You got a couple more screenplays to talk about. Why don't you just go for it? Run through it.
Wow, that's crazy. What's going on?
Here, let me. I'll let's sign off and then we'll come back on.
Okay.
So I'll cut the stream.